Hello, Derek. Hello, Bichos. Yes, I got charm through chain breeding. Before we start today, I still have to do a little bit of grinding. Because I want to get up to level 100. So we have better seeding. Let's see. I haven't gotten around to doing this off stream, so we're doing it now. What Pokemon did I use for chain breeding? 1 second. Should have this in my notes somewhere. Yeah, found it. Hello, Twisted Motive. Good thing your streak is still alive in the factory. This is the breeding chain I used. It's for more than just charm. Right. It's like, what are we doing again? You made a Dusclops with Toxic and Rest. Based on what I did? Nice. Despite the best efforts of Nold, yeah, Nold tried. Alright, my other save file is ready. This will take a little while, but not super long. It was a pretty rough draft, so you're glad you made it through. Yeah, also, my draft also wasn't ideal yesterday. Unfortunately, or Tuesday. Unfortunately, I did not make it through. But now I just get to watch you suffer instead, so maybe that's a win. I should change my notes because we're running out of space. Teams 1. Alright, you were stuck at 57 wins for a while. Surely you'll get further this time. He shows you've already trained Latios. You don't know your last mon for the tower. And there's a lot of things that can work. Clueless. Yeah, we'll see how it goes for me once I try again, but I think that will be a while. Hello, Kaden. Just got done beating one of your emeralds. It's going to be your forever save file and your main cartridge going forward. Right, nice. You're going to hunt for shiny adamant Mankey through breeding. Interesting. Primeape isn't top tier for the frontier, but it's one of your favorites. Well, that's a good reason to use it. I wrote down Primeape somewhere recently, but I don't remember why. Why was I thinking about Primeape? May have been something to do with speed tiers or something. But good luck with your shiny hunt. Breeding definitely isn't the fastest, but at least you have very good chance of having good stats and a high chance of getting a good nature. Does Primeape get any egg moves? Because you might want to think about that now while you're still starting out. With breeding, you get a male parent with the egg moves. Motive Factory has to be one of the worst to lose the streak in because it's so hard to get the next decent streak going. Yeah, that's why I'm not planning on grinding. I'm just gonna get depressed. Bichos, you want to add Substitute to Dusclops, but you can only use it once. You don't see yourself restarting the save. Yeah. You definitely want to think carefully about who you want to use it on. Primeape is pretty fast. Yeah, it's 95 speed, right? I think. So that's really good. I mean, you wish it was a little bit faster, but it's still really good with the plus speed nature, especially. Although you don't have plus speed nature. He gets reversal. That's definitely something to think about if that's an egg move. Yeah, it's about the only good egg move. He gets smelling salts from Hariyama. Yeah, that's probably not gonna be very useful. Do you have access to a Select Berry? Because then Adamant Reversal with Endure Select Berry. That sounds like it would be pretty strong. Derek, your friend, always had a Primeape with Overheat. And that's so cool. That is interesting. Wherever I wrote down Primeape, erase it. I can't even remember. I don't know if it was in my notes or the team builder, or I just looked at it and I didn't actually write it down. Let's see if I can find it in my... Pike. No, that was a different thing. This was a while ago. I wrote it down because it has Vital Spirit, so it can't be put to sleep. That's not really that worthwhile, but I just made a list of Pokemon for the Pike that have an ability that stops status. And other than that, it's in my Eevee training spots. That's definitely not what I was thinking about. Let's see. Primeape in my team builder. Is it in here? No, it's not in here. Okay, I didn't actually write it down apparently. I just looked it up, it seems. Nice autocorrect. Dropping your special attack by 2 stages and then never using it again. Yeah, it's kind of... It is a strong move. I don't know how low Primeape's special attack is. It's definitely not the highest. Hello, Super Flash. We haven't really started yet. We're grinding up to level 100 because we'll get better seeding in the dome at level 100. And Tyranitar wasn't really an issue last time. And I don't think it will be much... Like, it won't be more of an issue now, although we don't have Solar Beam. But we do have Charm, so I'm not worried about Dragon Dance or Curse as much. And then Dragonite also shouldn't be that much of an issue with Charm. Hello, Sandy. Already got quite close last time, but we were definitely noticing the being a lower seed issue with Destiny Bond. Okay, now we have some space. We lost to a legendary trainer. Double Reggie. I think it was Registeel into Regirock. We would have faced another legendary trainer in the next battle if we had won, most likely. But we didn't win. I couldn't cheese the fights? Yeah, true. I should put it in my notes so people are just joining. No. Grinding to level 100. Not level 200. For better seeding. In dome brackets. Hello, Tima. Level 200 seems like a benchmark for sure. That's when you're playing one of those ROM hacks where the AI has over-leveled Pokemon, like past 100, because otherwise you're just so much better than the AI. But yeah, hopefully we get the gold this time. But if we don't, it's not that big of an issue. We'll get there eventually. Like we got round 21 or round 21 and round 16 with vileplume. So we can definitely get there. Hopefully we don't lose the cipher this time. Rich boy Beefreeze, yeah. Except that I have so little money, I keep not being able to take my Pokemon out of the daycare because I'm broke. So maybe Debt Boy Beefreeze is is more fitting. I spent all my money on drugs, buying vitamins. You definitely don't have the same issue, Twisted Motive. Yeah, definitely not. That would never happen. Hello, Cosmoronic. Oh, oops. I'm waiting for my other save file, but I forgot that I accidentally started a trade on that save file instead of record mixing. Yeah, you don't get a lot of money from the secret base fights, but that's not really the purpose anyway. Not that I would mind if it actually did give a lot of money. Sandy, you gotta grind some money on your egg file too. Yeah, if you keep switching the parents around, you're gonna run out eventually. You just need a small loan of $1 million. Imagine if you could sell the Pokemon you breed. And the better the IVs, the higher the price. Or you get some kind of bounty system where you need to get a Pokemon with at least these stats. Times like this, you yearn for massive money glitches, Super Flash. Well, at least it's not that difficult to get a bunch of money. But yeah, it could definitely be faster. Professional scalper out here flipping Pokemon? No, because I'm not buying them, I'm making them. Is this on the Slack-off hunt, Derek? Your 6th shiny Sixagoon? I think you were hunting Slack-off, right? Or am I thinking of someone else? Yeah? Unfortunate. But, so this was phase 13 or 14, right? So, just a couple more because it was a 5%. So, phase 20, that's when you get it. Because as we all know, you always get them exactly on odds. Hello, Wilkinson. I'm doing alright, Wilkinson. A little bit tired. I think it was good I took the day off yesterday. Finally got to play some more Monster Hunter Stories free because I hadn't touched it since launch. Been having a lot of fun so far, even though I've just been running around doing side quests and my own little side missions. Not gotten very far in the story, but it's been fun so far. Mareep, Hellfeet the Faint Cry speedrun. Poor Mareep. No, don't trade. No, please, not the 20th phase. Alright. 30th. It's the best I can do. Here, we're gonna do more hunting for Latios at level 100. I think. Although maybe I'll just grind up some of my level 50 Latioses. Because now that we have a level 100 secret base, even if it's not the most efficient, it's still a lot faster than hunting for level 100 Latios in the Ruby Tower. The dopamine will be worth 20 phases. I mean, how many phases did you have, Sandy? It wasn't 20. So I guess the dopamine hit will be even higher for Derek. At least you have a full shiny pickup squad now, Derek. You smiled for a week straight after only 6 phases? Imagine after 20? True. Gonna be smiling for an entire month. I don't remember if you told me last time. I feel like you did. How many encounters have you done total, Derek? Super Flash, how in the world do you even hunt the Pokemon Box Hexagon? Sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing when I got the egg, because it has extreme speed, so it could be interesting to look for good stats. I don't know if you can reset for it or if you actually have to like get a new file. Hello, Amaryllis. Mode of this base grinding is so good, you definitely need to look into setting this up as well. When I finish getting 6 Latioses at level 100, I'll share my save. Like, I'll make a video about it. And I'll share my save. So you can just steal mine, or use mine. Thanks for the help with Scissor, no problem. You have to delete the save memory, or the data memory. The save data on the memory card, reading is tough. Every time you want a new 6 Lagoon egg, that sounds really rough. I looked into my 6 Lagoon and it has an attack IV of 3. And it has hidden power ground, which is actually maybe the best hidden power it could have, but it's a base power of 43, so it also is very weak. Cosmoronic, you get the egg, place it in Pokemon box, you do save corruption so the game thinks you haven't received an egg. You get a new egg, rinse and repeat. Then you transfer as many eggs as you want over to a new save file and hatch them until it shines. I have no clue how the save corruption would work. And how much effort and time that takes. It's a kind offer, but you like setting up grinding stuff yourself? Need to struggle for the reward? That's fair. But I'm sure there will be plenty of people who wouldn't mind getting the base for free. Decepticon, you always mix records. What? You mix records to transfer the Eon ticket. Yeah. That's the only way you get it, right? Unless you have an actual distribution event, and I don't know how that works. So maybe those also just record mix, I don't know. Is the egg once per save file? Yeah, it depends on how many eggs you have deposited. And that's about all I know. Six Lagoon only run, hardcore Nuzlocke. Shiny Six Lagoon only, hardcore Nuzlocke. You have to release your shiny after it dies. And Cosmoronic, you have a video. If you can't, but I can. So if you send it to me, or you send it somewhere in Riley's Discord or something, in the stream chat, then I can link it. What is that Magmar's name? I don't know. This isn't my Magmar. This was already on this save file and I bought this save file. But I think it came from a Japanese save. Yeah, that's why the letters are weird. You might do a release lock. Don't do it, Derek. Keep your shinies. Unless you want to make like a video, then definitely do it. Most people put Pokemon in a dev box now for Nuzlocke. I think most people have always done that. At least I have always done that, and I've been Nuzlocking for, I don't know, 12 years? So it's always been a thing. Some people release them, some don't. I like being able to look at the graveyard. Alright, I'll share the link. Box. Pokemon box. Egg hunting. There you go. In case anyone is interested. I have not restarted the save, Sandy, on the file on the cartridge that I bought, the one we're using right now. I probably will at some point because I want to do multi-battle, and I would prefer having my own name on the save file. Though it doesn't matter too much because I can just send a screenshot from the other cartridge. There's a ROM hack. Do I have a Discord channel? Technically, yes. Let's see. That invite doesn't work anymore. Okay. But mostly we're using Riley's Discord. A different streamer. I will look up the link. 1 second. This should be it. Let's see, Riley's Discord. That should get you into the Discord. I'll pin the message. Sandy, you did your first Nuzlocke in like 2012? Yeah, I don't know exactly what year I did it. It was between 12 and 14 years ago, I think. Riley is a goat chosen by Nighthawk. The rest is history. Pretty much. I did make a Discord a little while ago, but it's for events that I'm organizing. So right now it's for Ore. In the future, it's probably gonna be used for something else as well. But it's not really for just chatting. Riley's Discord is better for that. Riley's Discord is on the brink of unionizing? What? Am I using a lucky egg? I should be. Yes, I am using a lucky egg. And I also have trade experience. Because I bred this Pokemon on my other save file. I'm definitely happy we have the base, because doing this against normal trainers, that would take forever. This still takes a little while, but it's not that bad. We've all seen much worse grinds in Pokemon. So what is everyone else up to? I know Derek is shiny hunting. What about the rest? I mean, I guess a lot of you are like having lunch or at work. Septicon, you got a lucky egg from Leaf Green when you were little. Now it's easier to get it from XD. Yeah, I've heard you get one for free in XD. I haven't played yet. So eventually, when I get around to it, I'll get another one. Michael, you're breeding for Cubone in Gen 5 and doing college stuff. Alright, good luck. What are you breeding for? Some perfect IVs and specific nature, I assume. Caden, you have the day off, so you're grinding an emerald. Nice. Sandy's really saying the most out-of-pocket things for sure. Yeah. Are you slightly behind Super Flash? Behind on the stream? Katie, you might look for more Dittos with 2 to 3 perfect IVs. I hunted a couple hundred Dittos and I got like 2 or 3 Dittos with 2 perfect IVs. I was hoping for one with 3. Or like having 2 that are like useful together, but didn't have much luck. And then I started hunting Pokemon in the Ruby Tower, so I haven't continued, but I might start hunting for a good Ditto again in the future because I need to breed for a good Tauros. And Tauros only breeds with Ditto, I think. Unless Miltank can also produce Tauros. I know Illumisa can produce Volbeat eggs, so maybe Miltank can make Tauros 50% of the time or something. I should probably look into that because that would be useful. Michael, you're looking for perfect IV and adamant nature for battle subway. I figured as much. Marowak's definitely a very strong Pokemon. Are you bringing it in singles or doubles? Or both? Or triples? That's a thing in Gen 5, right? Triples? Or is that Gen 6? I'm pretty sure it's Gen 5. Superflash, you're currently crafting a hypothetical team for Mount Battle doubles, all based around Kyogre. Oh, nice. Drizzle definitely makes for some powerful teams. And of course, Kyogre is just very strong on his own. Katie, you don't know how rare free IV Dittos are, but you have never gotten one in the 6 years you've gotten back into the games. Any idea how many encounters? They're definitely pretty rare. I remember doing something similar in Gen 7 as well, because I played VGC in Gen 7. The difference was you could like chain catch, I think. Something like that. And then they were guaranteed to have a couple of perfect IVs. Maybe up to 3 even. So that definitely helped. Motive, you think you caught like 6 to 7k Dittos before you found a free IV one? Yeah, that sounds pretty rough. Michael, you're getting the Cubone for both singles and doubles. Nice. I'm a big fan of doubles. Septicon, you're hunting shiny Slowpoke. Tails. Just like Team Rocket. Nice. Kaden, you don't know the exact amount, but you're guessing low thousands. Yeah. It's definitely not the highest odds. I mean, you need to hit a 1 in 32 3 times out of 6. I don't know what the odds are for that, but not the most likely thing to ever happen for sure. Motive, you'd say Dittos with 2 IVs. And the IVs being ones that are good to pass on. So not HP. And the nature is probably the sweet spot. Yeah. That sounds about right. $7k Dittos caught is crazy, Bichos. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. But I would expect nothing less from Twisted Motive. Sandy, you can get a 6 IV Ditto pretty easy if you just press A at the right time. This is true. We just need to be better at pressing A. Hello, JG. Welcome to the stream. You haven't really missed anything yet, because we're still leveling up. But it's going pretty fast, especially now that I'm paying a little bit more attention than I was at the start. Oh yeah, that's true. Getting 6 perfect IVs is actually not that easy. I was actually looking into that for Tauros to see if it was possible to even find a Ditto that would like give me Hidden Power Ghost. and have perfect stats otherwise, and it didn't exist. There just wasn't a Ditto that had those stats. They exist. I think, Sandy, you underestimate the limited RNG of Gen 3. There are a lot of spreads that just don't exist from a single wild Pokemon. You need to breed to get those spreads. And of course, you cannot breed Ditto. Sandy, you read somewhere that Safari Zone Pokemon have better IVs, but you're not sure if that's real? That sounds like something that isn't real, but I don't know. You're rage baiting, Sandy? Okay. I guess I shouldn't expect anything else. Kaden, when it comes to breeding, if you have 4 IVs and the other use stat for the Pokemon is 29 or 30, you'll settle for that. I mean, that's pretty close to perfect. I will settle for less than that, even. Like, for the Pokemon I want to use for serious streaks, I'm probably gonna settle for less. At least early on. Like, maybe eventually I'll try to get better ones, but especially the Swampert, which needs Hidden Power Ghost. If I get Hidden Power Ghost and it has like the perfect stats that I need, which are like attack and speed, and then the other stats aren't like so low that I get one shot when I shouldn't be, I'll just take it and be very happy. What is it, like 1 in a billion for a modest 6 IV Ditto? Yeah, I think it's something like that for a specific nature. And like 6 perfect IVs. Might be gender factored into that as well, I'm not sure. Just 6 times 31 IVs from a fully random situation is 1 in a billion. Uh-oh. That's, yeah, that's something. No, don't switch on this one. We're almost done. Just a couple more. So what will Bellossom's role be? So Bellossom's role, we have Giga Drain to one-shot Tucker Swampert. We have Toxic to deal with Blissey. We have Charm to deal with things like Snorlax. And we have Sunny Day to set up the sun for Houndoom so it can one-shot Tucker's Metagross. And then of course Bellossom is gonna help with a bunch of other random Pokemon. Either by killing them with Giga Drain, Toxicing them like Shuckle, Umbreon. Or charming them. So for a modest one, it's 1 in 25 billion. Yeah, you would use Synchronize probably, if you specifically wanted a modest one. So it would be a little bit less than 1 in 2 billion, I guess. Or around 1 in 2 billion. I mean, that sounds easy, right? Just a 1 in 2 billion. I forgot to prepare my other save file. Not that that takes very long. How many Dittos have been caught by all of humanity? Now there's a question. How many have I caught over the years? I don't know. 1,000? But most players aren't insane enough to catch even 100 Dittos. A few million at best. Well, I don't know. I think on average, every player has caught at least one Ditto. And there are many millions of players. Pokemon Emerald alone sold 7 million copies. Bichos, you once caught a Ghastly with 3 perfect IVs in Leaf Green. It only took you 2 boxes. I mean, that just means you're really lucky. It's gonna happen to some people. Have 2 people ever managed to catch 2 identical Spindas? Now there's a good question. Was Spinda also like a billion different patterns or something? And I think the thing is, there's a lot fewer people catching Spindas than Dittos. Yeah, I'm not saying every player has caught a Ditto, but on average, like, there are people that have caught a lot of Dittos that make up for all the people that haven't caught Dittos. You've caught 2 wild Pokemon, 3 perfect IVs, Ghastly and Rhydon. Nice. But they had bad natures. At least you can use them for breeding. Between all Pokemon games, 489 million copies have been sold worldwide. You think 100 million Dittos may be a fair estimate between all the generations? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's also a lot of people who've played ROMs on their phone or on their PC or whatever. So those numbers aren't factored in. And I mean, it's just a wild guess anyway, so who knows? But, like, I've caught multiple Dittos in Gen 1, multiple in Gen 2, multiple in Gen 3, multiple in Gen 4. I don't know about Gen 5. Gen 6. Probably also caught a bunch. Yeah, definitely caught a bunch, I think. And then Gen 7 I caught a bunch. Gen 8 and Gen 9 I caught none. So I'm definitely, just with normal playthroughs, I'm already above 1 per game. And then with my grinding, I'm like a couple hundred per game. What Pokemon has the most unofficial art made, and why is it Lucario? I mean, is it Lucario? I don't think it's Lucario. I could be wrong, but I think something like Charizard has existed much longer, so it has probably way more art. Hello, Sitso. Good luck with Eevee. Losing in the last battle to that burn was heartbreaking. Pikachu, surely. Yeah, that seems right. But if we're not going for the mascot, it's a furry joke. Okay. It's Gardevoir 100%. No, poor Gardevoir. Wait, oh no, I did it wrong. I switched on the Latios. I wasn't supposed to switch. Wait, I'm also not supposed to fly. Oh no. It's all going wrong. I'm not paying attention. And now we're not getting the XP for Muck either. Wait, why is Muck in? That's interesting. Okay. Let's get some XP to Bellossom. Timmy, you never knew this method of grinding? Well, it's definitely a very good one when you're not messing it up. Beefree's in shambles right now. Yeah, we're back to the level of controller like playing that I had when we were making the secret base and everything was going wrong as well. Cosmonic, you have a dream of assembling 8,192 people in a stadium, and then we see how long it takes for someone to find a shiny. That does sound very cool. Because in theory, it shouldn't take long at all. But in reality, how long will it take? Need 6 metronome memento blissies? Yeah, for efficiency. Of course, it will be very easy to have them memento with metronome every time. Should have taught explosion to Muk, so it would be interesting to see which one it would have pulled. Yeah, 50-50. Either you get XP or you just die. They should do a study on my sleep deprivation. Oh no. I don't even know why it's so bad today. I felt like I slept a quite a few hours. But I did wake up a bunch of times, so that's probably why. Try taking 2 hits of cannabis? Nah. I'm good. Do I drink a lot of caffeine? I drink 0 caffeine. See, so you wish you could do this with the Pokewalkers in Trainer House, but they don't give experience. That's unfortunate. I need to lock him when I'm sleeping? True. Coffee is nice, but can be addictive too. You can hardly function without 1 or 2 cups a day. Yeah, I don't have that issue. I just never function though. Yeah, I don't need... Well, that's not necessarily true, but like... I can get through the day without caffeine all day. Sometimes. Definitely not going that well. Coffee is the only drug you use. You don't smoke or drink. Yeah, I also don't smoke. I don't have great lungs, so even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to smoke. I would just be coughing all the time. And I also don't drink. Muck beats rare candies. I mean, Muck is the one that gives the least by far. Like 20%, 25% less. If Bellossom gets to level 100, you should test if it can live an explosion. Well, we've already seen that Rayquaza cannot live. And Rayquaza probably has better stats. Although, maybe not defensively. I don't know if what the EVs on the Rayquaza are. We might already have better stats. 301, 177. 340. Oh no, Rayquaza has better stats. I'm pretty sure we have a very low defense IV. I don't remember our HP on the Bellossom. Yeah, you can't steal the items in the secret base. Everything gets reset. But we get the experience, and that's the important part. At least for me. Let's see, who have the weakest explosion? Yeah, it's Regirock has the weakest one. And Regirock easily kills Rayquaza, so Bellossom is not gonna live. Bellossom nuked for fun. Oh no. Maybe if we get nuked on Bellossom here, we're not gonna get nuked in the dome. Is that how that works? After Shiny Primeape, Caden, you're gonna hunt for Spoink. Grumpig is actually one of the best Pokemon in the tower. But specifically if it has Trick. Alright, oh, we didn't need to go here. Alright, Mareep. For dying to Explosion, you get to evolve. If we even get a level. From the shared XP. I don't know. Probably. Only level 34. See, so you remember scanning random QR codes for bases in the remakes? Yeah, I remember I had like a Blissey base that I scanned. Like a bunch of them. I also collected, I think, 1,000 base flags. I don't remember why I needed to do that. But there was something you got after 1,000 flags. I think it was 1,000, maybe it was 100 or several hundred. That is correct, Caden. Trick is an egg move for Grumpig. You don't want to do any more breeding shiny hunts for a while after Primeape? I can understand. But we get to learn Thunder. Hello, Darcy. And we get a Fluffy. And I'm gonna turn on the light while Mareep evolves. Alright, we have a Fluffy. I'll just do one more record mix. So we have the base active again, because I do have a working battery on this save file, but it must have been replaced sometime after... Like the battery died sometime after the file was started. Because I tried growing some berries and it didn't work. And I haven't looked into fixing it. So I need the record mix again to get the base back. See, so you think it was for a Megastone that we had to get a bunch of flags? Yeah, that might be correct. I don't remember, it's been a long time. Sandy, after everyone sees the paywall features on Champions and returns to Showdown, you feel like the Pokemon Company will take legal action against them? Maybe. But I don't think it will be that big of a deal, but I don't know. I mean, everything costing points and stuff, I think for most people it won't be that big of an issue, but I'm not sure. And I think Pokemon Champions and Showdown, there's a lot of people who didn't use Showdown anyway who will be using Champions. Wait, no, don't... Don't go again, we're already level 100. I'm on autopilot. Okay, now we need to trade. But first, I need to grab someone on my other emeralds. Or really a bunch of people. Or Pokemon. Where do I store these guys? They'll go in here for now. In a random box with Dittos, with perfect IVs. One second, guys. Okay, we got a flyer, we got the other team members. And something to trade over. Getting blown up by Reggie builds character? Watch us get blown up on in the dome now as well. That would be kind of funny. Magpie, do I know anything about how people you mix records with will show up in the Battle Towers NPCs also? Yeah, I know a little bit about that. I think it's the latest loss. I think that's correct, or it's your best streak. One of the two, but I think it's the latest loss. So if you lost at round or at Battle 21, they will show up at Battle 21. But of course I assume they can't overwrite Annabelle. I don't know if record mixing works for doubles. Or even multi-battle. They show up on the latest loss with the team used there. Yeah, I thought that was it. Imagine you get a win streak by only playing against record mix trainers. And you're always guaranteed to win. Technically, it's a legit streak. Oh, you were gonna say the same thing, Magpie. You were wondering if you can flood the tower with friends with joke teams. Okay. Alright, save this file. Change cartridges. It's never been dismissed or addressed on Smogon. I mean, it's never been a big issue, right? I'm pretty sure if I came in with a streak of 3,000 beating a Day's streak, but I only fought record mix trainers, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't put it on the leaderboard. Alright, now it's time for the dome. And now that we're at level 100, we get better seating. Magpie, you've never learned Dutch, but you always feel like you know it when you see it. I mean, we're neighbors, right? So that's not that weird. You've probably seen a bunch of it over the years. No, this is not the place where I want to be. This was the last stream we lost. Bro. What kind of weird behavior is this? Alright. Hidden from channel. There we go. Last streak, we lost in round 9 to a legendary with 2 Reggies. And if we had been the higher seed, we had a better chance of winning, but we were not. So now that we're in level 100, we are almost guaranteed to be first seed, which makes our Destiny Bond strategy a lot stronger. Autopilot into factory. Suffering builds character, for sure. But I think I'm gonna be suffering a lot already with all the horrible weak teams I'll be using. Well, horrible is maybe too rough, but bad teams for sure. That can still easily get gold, but it's gonna take some attempts. I'll have them updating the rules real quick if I come with a 3,000 streak of only record mixing. Yeah, I think so too. Pain is weakness leaving the body. Calling Bellossom horrible. Yeah, how can you do something like that? You have to be a very weird person. Oh no, we're being outplayed. What is Bellossom's stat total? Let me check. I don't remember. Bellossom. It's 480. Why? I should have led with Houndoom. Oh no. Imagine forgetting to grind the other Pokemon up. What have I done? I didn't. I brought the wrong. Oh, I'm so smart. I brought the ones that were for level 50. I have level 100 versions somewhere in the box. Why are we 10 levels lower? It's because I brought them to level 100. It's because I'm very smart. And always super focused. What is going on? But it's interesting to know that they're not at level 100 because it didn't bring Bellossom. Are you good, Mr. Freeze? Yeah, I'm totally good. Magpie, you'd laugh, but you've done this before. I actually... I was grinding up... I was using my doubles team. And I lost my level 50 streak. But I was also using the same team in open level and had like a high streak. And I wasn't paying attention. We're not first seed in round 1. That's... I'm surprised we're still this high, to be honest. So yeah, I was grinding up my level 50 streak with my doubles team. And then I accidentally went into open level. So I was 10 levels down and I still won the entire round in doubles. Which is somewhat surprising, but also the team is pretty strong, so... As long as I don't run into any really bad matchups, it's definitely possible to do it. The underdog challenge, yeah. I've definitely thought about doing something like this. Getting a gold symbol while being 10 levels lower. It's probably possible, like there's such strong teams are available to us. There have to be at least some facilities where you can do it without requiring an insane amount of luck. That's a good point, Magpie. Shedinja would be really good. Alright, we're up against some almost real Pokemon now. We might lose. I can't bring Bellossom because then I have to solo with Bellossom. I mean, maybe I can bring Bellossom. What is up? Hello, Caparius. We brought level 50 Pokemon to open level by accident. That's what is up right now. A lot of fun in-game Gen 3 challenges are ruined by Shedinja. Yeah, I suppose that's true, but we can just not bring Shedinja. In theory, Bellossom can solo this, but Vigoroth has Slash, so Charm wouldn't really help as much. I'm also the lower seed, so Gardevoir in the back to Destiny Bond isn't as good. And it would only work on Sudowoodo probably. Stuff like, can you beat Emerald without taking damage? Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I mean, can you beat Emerald without taking damage? Most of that is just you overlevel a Pokemon with a priority move and then one-shot everything. So that's not the most interesting challenge anyway. No. I'll bring these two. If we lose, we lose. Kaden, you want to know if anyone has ever used Fake Out Jinx in the Frontier? Probably. I've considered it. I might bring it to Dome Doubles at some point. Because you get fake tears and Fake Out. Alright. Question is, do we outspeed Vigoroth? I think the answer is gonna be no. But I'm not sure. No, actually, it might be yes, because I think it's max bulk. How much damage is Dig gonna do? I feel like I should... No, we're the lower seed, I forgot. So Jinx is just fake? Yeah, Jinx is very fake. Jinx is just hair, so it makes sense. Okay, we live. As long as... Oh no! Quick attack now! You'll live, it's fine. It wasn't fine. I don't think Houndoom beats whatever's in the back. We just get one shot by Slash. We lost round 1. Oh, we didn't lose! But it could focus band maybe. Easy. I wasn't even worried. Okay, Dahlia. Pidgeot, Hitmontop, Linoon. We're definitely not winning with Bellossom. Super Flashy thought it was gonna be crit. Flamethrower needed to win. Yeah, I thought so too. Or a burn. Does this outspeed me? Is Linoon max speed? I mean, if I don't outspeed, we lose anyway, so I have to attack. Okay, we outspeed, good. Oh no. Not like this. Okay, winnable. Level 50 versus 60 is essentially about a 40% penalty to all bulk and all offense. Damn, that's kind of crazy. Oh no, this thing is max speed. We're definitely dead here. No, it's not? Wait, is it max HP, max attack? I thought it was max attack, so I was assuming max speed. Or maybe it's a different Pidgeot. Maybe I'm thinking Pidgeot 2 or something. Okay, we made it. Derek, you have a question? Why do people use Spore Focus Punch Breloom and not Spore Brick Break twice? I mean, I think you get more damage per turn, and sleep can be more than one turn, so I guess that's why. I mean, do people really use it that much? It's mostly the Frontier sets that have it. Okay, let's see. Can I find the correct Gardevoir and Houndoom? Where did I put them? Are they in box? Are we gonna need to look for Houndoom again? This Houndoom is literally named Foundoom because I couldn't find... Oh, I think they're in Ruby. Yeah, they're in Ruby. I traded them so I could do the Ruby Tower grind. Okay. Let's see. Lost Doom. Do I have them in my party? Yes, I do. Wait, I need something to trade away. Yeah, assuming you kill in 2 brick breaks. Is nice. Actually, no. Take one of the rejects. Derek, you want to train a Breloom suddenly? Is suddenly because you found a shiny Shroomish? Spore Breloom is incredibly strong, but sadly so many Pokemon have a set with Lum Berry or Chesto, and since you often can't know, it ends up being too risky to rely on. Yeah. Sleep is just not good for the player. In a lot of situations. Like, I think the place where sleep is used the most is Arena, right? With Yawn. Or Breloom, yeah. I used it in my factory streak. It was terrible. I used Spore like 3 times and was turn 1 wake up every time, so I just focus punched, and the only time I didn't die was because it missed Megahorn, I think. Whatever I was facing. Arena sleep is broken. I haven't done much Arena yet. So that will be interesting to figure out what I can build for it. Magpie, you think Breloom 2 through 4 are acceptable as factory risk? Are those all Spore Focus Punch? I mean, it's factory, right? You're not gonna have... Like, you're always... Why am I trading... What am I doing? Select Tangle on both save files. Derek, you do have a shiny Shroomish? Nice. But you love the dotted Shroom so much, so if you get another one, you'll train one. Nice. All right. You think it's bedtime, Derek? Maybe. It's a bit early, though. All right. For real this time. Breloom is actually on your Gen 4 stall team, Magpie. Interesting. Maybe one day you'll play that on stream. Alright. This time, for real, we're gonna be first seed. The fact that Shroomish learns Leech Seed via level up is nice. It certainly is, Caden. I used it as a parent for Tangela to get Leech Seed. It's about 2 hours for 7 games. Okay, that sounds like my standard stall round in Gen 3. At least 2 hours. Crawdont, Poliwrath, Azumarill. Let's see if we can do something with Bellossom here. You typically wouldn't use Leech Seed in the Frontier? On Breloom? I don't know. Because I think you would go Spore, Substitute. And then your Fighting type move. And then you could throw Leech Seed on there. You'd be able to 1v1 things like Shuckle. Which is really nice. And also you just have Recovery. Katie, you think most agree that Breloom should run Spore plus 3 attacking moves? I think most people agree you should run Spore plus Substitute. In case they wake up, you can Spore them again. Hopefully a video this weekend. Always nice to have more. Your last one was about the Gen 4 AI, which I haven't watched because I'm not playing Gen 4 yet. But I'll watch it in the future. I'm sure it's gonna be really helpful. Skarmy plus Blissey plus Dusclops are the best Gen 3 stall squad. Yeah, I haven't... No, that's not true. I have run that combination, but it was for a meme team. It was no attacking moves. So I had Spikes on Skarmory, I had Toxic on Blissey, and I had Curse on Dusclops. And the flaw of the team was that I didn't have Skill Swap on Blissey yet. Because I hadn't thought about Suction Cup Substitute Cradily until I started. So the entire streak I was worried I was going to run into it, but it didn't happen. And also the team would have been better without Spikes on Skarmory, but Like not having any way to deal damage or also having toxic would be boring. But if you want to optimize it, you're definitely going 0 attacks on the Skarm. Or 0 ways of dealing damage. Let's see, Matang, Venomoth, Mightyena. We go Houndoom lead. We're currently in 5. Round 2. I should do current. Current. Attempt 5. Round 2. Next video isn't a Frontier video, but it is Gen 3. Alright, I'm sure it will still be very interesting. Gen 4 AI is very similar to Gen 3, only big difference is switch-ins are smarter in Gen 4. Yeah, I'm not surprised it's similar. I mean, they came... Gen 4 came just after, so... Wouldn't expect them to change too much. Derek, after watching me and Nighthawk, you want to make a full stall team? I mean, stall teams are strong. If you have a strong team. But it's very slow. And it can be difficult to play. Derek, your highest streak is 50 right now? Okay, a stall team can definitely get you gold, but a team that isn't stall can also do that, of course. Superflash, you think it's suspicious that the Gen 4 AI video came out right after Platinum Kaizo is released? I just call that good timing. Are we in trouble if this is Kingler lead? Yeah, the streak Magpie is doing currently with the version of Iridescence. Definitely not the fastest team. At least it's you only have to stall out one Pokemon most of the time, which is nice if you have a sweeper team. With my Moltres team, I had to stall out everyone. Well, not always. Bellossom! Nice! Another trainer with good taste. The Dusclops version is much worse. Yeah. You have to stall so much. You've played enough Skarmbliss Dusclops to know how painful that can be. What was your Dusclops? Was your Dusclops full on stalling? Like, what was your set? Did you have, like, Curse like me? Or did you have Toxic? Or did you have, like, Double Team? Or what was your plan? Could call Mind, even. There are a lot of options. What's horrible is that you can play faster with the Dusclops team, but you know that it's worse win rate to do it. Yeah, I had the same when I was doing the Aggron streak. There were definitely a couple of situations where I was like, okay, don't fully PP stall them here because it's gonna take 20 minutes. And then I make a switch and I instantly get crit. Or something like that. And I was like, okay, I can't take shortcuts. You ran Curse, Pain Split, Protect, Substitute. Interesting set. Yeah, I want to do a serious streak with my Curse, Rest, Protect, Substitute Dusclops at some point. A somewhat serious streak anyway. Potentially with my Gyarados Steelix team, but I'm not sure yet. I like that the team has no legendaries. And also no Skarmbliss. But I don't know how good the team actually is. I haven't lost with it yet, but I've only done, I don't know, 5 rounds maybe? Definitely under 10. And a bunch of rounds with Steelix, Dusclops, Mantine, which unfortunately isn't as good as I would want it to be because the AI can just guess Steelix doesn't have Sturdy. And the Mantine is there to solve Sturdy. So it would need like Donphan or something. Tangela, okay. We have all the good grass types. Magpie, you decided Rest was better than Pain Split. You're excited to try Exarion's team sometime also? Seems like the ideal team to do at the start. Yeah, if you want to do a really long streak, you just start a couple of 100 battles with that team. That does sound really good. I'm very curious when we get a sample size that is bigger than one streak. Okay, instant miss, nice. How good the team really is, because I've definitely seen him in situations where he could lose to one more Bright Powder, one more crit. And there were multiple chances of them happening. And stuff like that. So it's definitely... He's been dodging bad luck frequently. But it's... I don't know how... What would be like a reasonable expectation of the team. And he does, of course, also just play it well, generally speaking. So there's definitely skill involved in getting so far. But with any super long streak, as long as you play well, at some point you're gonna lose the hacks. Especially on a team like that, so... Question is, how frequently does that happen? On average. Exarion? Yeah. He's known as a speedrunner, but he's been playing Battle Tower recently. And he didn't want to use stall, so he brought a mostly offensive team. And he's currently at a 1500 win streak in the tower at level 50. So that's pretty insane. I might be the greatest mind to use Bellossom. I don't know about that one. That is insane. Yeah, it is quite insane of a streak. 1500 without stall is pretty wild. Yeah, definitely. But I thought the same thing about the record on Smogon for level 100, which also isn't a stall team. I was like, that's insane. How do you not just lose to bad luck? Now I think that team is more vulnerable to bad luck than Exarion's team. Bichos, you've been watching that guy's video? Or videos? Nice. No! Quick attack strikes again! Hello, KT. Chimecho, Wigglytuff, Matang. Oh no. Wigglytuff is scary. Again, gangsters. Sorry, just woke up. Oh, you're having a stroke again. I see. Katie often has strokes when he's typing after waking up. Hypnosis, nice. I think this thing cannot touch me. Could be wrong, but I think it only has psychic moves. Like Calm Mind, Dream Eater or something. Oh, Heal Bell, there we go. Into the finals against Brody. Dragon Tamer. Nidoqueen, Salamence, Steelix. Alright, we're bringing Bellossom for the Steelix. That's one of the Pokemon that was really dangerous with Vileplume. Should be a bit better with Bellossom, but we'll see. Or maybe we won't. Oh, there's the Steelix. Okay, we're gonna switch. I'm expecting either Earthquake or a Rock Tomb if this thing has Rock Tomb. There's the Rock Tomb. KT, maybe you just have undiagnosed Parkinson's? Or you're haunted by a ghost. I don't know, why does the ghost only haunt you when you wake up? And why does your Parkinson's only work when you're waking up? Citrus berry. Not enough to keep him alive. Some mysteries will never get solved, this is true. Salamence? Is this thing ever gonna D-dance on me? This one just aerial aces, okay. Because it saw the kill. But we got the charm off. That means even if this is bright powder, Gardevoir is a lot safer. Alright, we don't have Ice Punch anymore. Is there? There's definitely Rock Slide Dragon Dance. I don't know if there's Aerial Ace Rock Slide Dragon Dance. Earthquake? That sounds like a set that could be possible. So I'm expecting Dragon Dance, so I guess I'll just attack. Such a charming plant. It definitely is. Dragon Claw. Okay, it's not D-dancing. We could die to crit. I don't know what the item is on this. I know there's one with Bright Powder, but I have no clue what the set is. It should be safer to Destiny Bond. Or it should be safe at least. Like, maybe if it's not Bright Powder, it's not safer, but it should be safe enough. This might be a roll. But he can't flinch me with Rock Slide, so I don't have to worry. Headbutt. Wasn't this the Salamence you used, Twisted Motive, earlier today? Okay, so because we're the first seed, we win. And in these early rounds, we usually are first seed anyway. But in the later rounds, at level 50, we were not first seed. Which is why we grinded up to level 100, because there is a bug. Well, there are many bugs, but this one is for the seeding. Seeding is based on stats. And there is an overflow glitch or bug for the AI, where if their stats are higher than 255, they'll be counted as, like, they start counting from 1 again. So they're seeded a lot lower. Magpie had to step away for a second. You think a lot of the stall teams in the threat are extremely flawed. But you also feel that 1.5k is above average luck. Yeah, for sure. I think I agree with both. I definitely, like, I've played a bunch of stall. Like, I've not gone for any super long streaks. Compared to what's on the leaderboard. Compared to the average player, I've gone for very long streaks. But I definitely noticed that stall teams can still easily lose to, like, some unfortunate crits or some other RNG. Unless you have some really good stall team. So their stall teams are, like, seen as as super teams, and they are, but they're not invincible for sure. They maybe have a little bit too good of a reputation. Let's see, Clefable, Miltank, Cramble. I guess we just go... I could go Bellossom. Charm, Toxic. You know, I kind of feel like trying that. Stall team play longer games and have more turns to get hacks on. That's definitely true. But at the same time, they also don't care as much about hacks a lot of the time. Okay, we're gonna charm this. Factory players will know exactly what you mean by the idea that ending games faster can often be safer. For sure, but factory players also have tools that are a lot worse than the tools we have when we build our own teams. Assuming you build a really good team. The best factory draft possible is probably more offensive than defensive. On average, probably, yeah. Oh, it's facade and it toxic it. Nice. That's fine. As long as we don't get crit, it's fine. No crit, nice. But yeah, personally, for the... I don't know if I can count this as short term. But current goals for me... Of course, I'm doing this challenge right now where I beat every facility with Pokemon that are imperfect and also teams that aren't necessarily the strongest. So that's one thing I'm doing. And then for more serious attempts, I want to do 300 wins in the tower, which at level 50 I want to do like probably a stall team or a trick team, probably, because then that shouldn't be too difficult, relatively speaking. But then for open level, I want to build an offensive team. I have no clue what I'm building yet. Or if that's... maybe I change my mind at some point. So we'll see how that goes. And then once I hit that goal of 300 wins, we'll see how far I want to take it. And I also like building my own teams, and a lot of very strong combination of Pokemons already exist. Of course, so we'll see what I do. Can't be attracted and unable to move for 5 turns straight if you've already killed them. Very true, very true. KT, you're at 4,000 encounters for Dugong/Seal. The encounters are super fast. Nice. That's good to hear. For a moment, I thought you were suggesting going for a 4,000 win streak with Dugong. That sounds like a little bit much. Varabi is doing a series of beating each facility with the Frontier Brain stream. Yeah, I saw that. I fell asleep while I was watching it. So I need to go back and watch it again. But that's a fun concept. Oh, and we're in round 3, I'm pretty sure. Marshtomp, Sangoose, Camerupt. If it's camera up, we'll go Houndoom. 4,000 wins is like a low tier Dugong team. He's aiming for the very top. Yeah, you're right, you're right. It is camera up, which would have been bad for Bellossom, but it's also bad for Houndoom. But Crunch is gonna do a little bit more damage. So Psychic will definitely kill this. I don't know if it has a Hex item. So maybe I shouldn't speak too early. I need to teach this this Gardevoir Ice Punch. It's supposed to already have Ice Punch, but I think this is because this one came from Ruby. This is an older version. Then where did the newer version go? Because that Ruby was a backup save. I'm supposed to have Ice Punch. I just need to be like the guy I was showing you guys in Ore in the Discord. If you just hit every sheer cold, Dugong is very strong. This is true. I think the level 100 version of the team might just be in box. Uh-oh, and there's a Flygon. We might get punished for not having the Ice Punch here. Mind Reader, Sheer Cold, Articuno for the win. That's definitely a team I want to build. Because of course I did the Oko only team. But I want to build a more serious team that has Mind Reader, Sheer Cold. If I go Bellossom and its Arcanine leads, I think we lose. If I go Houndoom, we can win with any lead, I think. We can also lose with any... I'm literally in the place that can teach Ice Punch. I know. But as we have established, I am not fully awake apparently. I was already confused when we were fighting the Salamence. I was like, okay, I can Ice Punch this, and I had Calm Mind. I was like, okay, I guess it was Ice Punch on the other. I was supposed to have Ice Punch in Ruby, but no, I'm supposed to have Calm Mind in Ruby, and I'm supposed to have Ice Punch here, so... It was a different version of the Gardevoir that we got from Ruby. Not the one I used with Vileplume. Articuno is not actually a bad stall Pokemon. Yeah, it's unfortunate it doesn't outspeed base 100s. And it solves the Vileplume 2 problem, which unironically is a huge problem for a lot of very passive teams. Vileplume 2 plus Registeel 4/5. Okay, now we just Destiny Bond. And we don't get Quick Claw Horn Drilled. Very nice. You can't blame lack of sleep forever? I don't know, I think I can. Magpie, you love that vileplume matters specifically because vileplume 2 screws over so many ideas. Is vileplume 2 the ingrain bright powder one and it's immune to toxic, so you can't kill it with toxic and stuff like that? Let me check. Vileplume. Yes, it is. It is toxic, ingrain, double team. And Giga Drain. Vileplume is a good Pokemon, trust. Why are we being broken? Oh, I also don't have 8 PP, which I'm also supposed to have on the level 100 Gardevoir. Are we running out of Destiny Bonds? Because I don't have 8 PP? This thing has Earthquake, right? They all have Earthquake. Why did it brick break? Wait, is there one that doesn't have Earthquake? No, they all have Earthquake. Huh? What's happening? Why is it brick breaking? Oh, but I'm gonna be slower, so I think I'm fine. What is happening? Reanimate. Wait, what? Oh, wait! I traced Levitate! I traced Levitate. Of course. That makes sense. I didn't think about that at all. I'm really fully focused today. Maybe I'll take another break tomorrow. Gyarados, Swampert, Metagross. That's not what I would like to see. Let's see. I can lead Bellossom. But then I lose to Metagross. No, I can lead Gardevoir. I beat Gyarados, I think. And I can Destiny Bond Metagross and I can switch to Bellossom on Swampert. Or I could lead Houndoom. If it's not Metagross lead, we don't really care. Because then we would just win with Destiny Bond anyway. Does it... Gyarados might Dragon Dance. But then it probably sees a kill at +1 and probably doesn't outspeed Gardevoir at +1. No, it probably does. Or does it? I think it does. Okay, we're gonna go Bellossom. I don't know if this is correct. Did we name him Foundoom? Yeah, this is that was the level 50 version. And then it trained up to level 100 with Bellossom and forgot that the rest of the team was level 50. Okay, we have Metagross lead. We Destiny Bond this. So we now have the versions that we had with vileplume. Sort of. So they didn't have a nickname yet. Swampert? Okay, we always kill. Gyarados could have been an issue. That was an unnecessary crit. I don't know, I had Charm. A Gyarados 2 could have been an issue. Because that's a special attacker with Fire Blast Blizzard, I think. We probably would have lost there. I guess leading Houndoom was better. But I felt like using Bellossom. Okay. We're putting Ice Punch back on this. Good thing I realized this before we went to Silver Tucker, or we would have lost. No, not Defense Girl. No. Ice Punch. We have a bunch of PP, so I don't care too much about wasting 48. I care more about wasting the PP up. Are you sure you don't want Defense Girl? This old lady is destroying the frontier economy. When will YouTubers expose her deceit? I'm being blocked. Yeah, we cleared 4 rounds, so we're actually facing Tucker now. So if I didn't put Ice Punch on, we would just lose. But hey, we didn't run into Scyther, so we didn't lose this time. Why don't they sell PP ups? Yeah, it would be so nice. I think they do in later gens. PP Max even better. Heracross, Medicham, Claydol. Are we gonna lose to to Heracross surviving Flamethrower again? That was with the Scyther. But I think that was like max HP. Which I think Gardevoir would be fine against. It was last time. Heracross would never. I've been facing Heracross a bunch in the Ruby Tower. It's random AI, but somehow it always manages to either endure on a move where I'm gonna kill it and then just always click reversal, or it survives on 1 HP without endure and it also just clicks reversal. It just activates perfect AI every time. Alright, it didn't live. Very nice. Random AI is a government hoax. It's just there to make you feel safe. And then when you let your guard down, it activates perfect AI. Vaporeon, Blissey, Milotic. That's definitely a Bellossom game. Roasted bug. Yes, this time we have a roasted bug. Okay, I hope it's not Blissey in the back. Let's see, I'm already faster. Sun would only protect me from being frozen. Also don't know if it even has Ice Beam. Have I ever thought about doing Oddish, Gloom, Bellossom as a team? Evolution Line Challenge. I have thought about Evolution Line challenges. But I've kind of written off the Oddish line. Or at least I haven't really looked into it because it would be really difficult. There are just so many bad matchups. Like, if we ever see steel types like Skarmory, Registeel, it's just an instant loss no matter what. I feel like. I guess... Do they get Swords Dance in this generation? That might help. 1 second. Blossom, Swords Dance. We do get Swords Dance. Okay, we have an option there. We don't get Growth. Okay, we could go the physical sweeping route. Simply play Pike. True, true. There is a chance we could win if we have like one Charmer to weaken a Pokemon and then we set up +6 Swords Dance. And maybe Sun for speed and then we sweep. So it is possible, maybe. Safeguard, but I didn't go for Toxic. Haha. You've been outplayed, Milotic. Does this thing have Mirror Coat? Is it Recover, Mirror Coat, Water move? Surf, I think? Or does it have an Ice move? Well, if it Mirror Coats me now, I don't really care. It just dies. Focus Band or Bright Powder Oddish for the pivots. Probably Mirror Coat. Yes, Mirror Coat. Otherwise it would have been faster than me. One thing I could have done is stall out the Safeguard, set up Sunny Day on the last turn, and then I Toxic it while I'm outspeeding because of Chlorophyll. Super Flash, you feel like you never want Safeguard on Milo because of Marvel Scale? I mean, you would just run Refresh because it's just better. Safeguard does protect the whole team, but it's not really that valuable. Johan. Dojo, Rhydon, Gramble. We are gonna go with Bellossom here, because if it's Dodrio lead, we one-shot anyway. It's Gramble. Is it overheat Gramble? It might be. We're gonna charm anyway. Overheat Gramble isn't very dangerous. It's White Herb is definitely overheating me. Never mind. It doesn't do enough damage. I guess it probably sees the kill with overheat. We might live with Giga Drain though. Isn't Johan set too? I don't know. It probably is, because this is like technically round 2 of the good sets. Do I like Gramble? No. You need to go to Riley for someone who likes Gramble. I dislike facing Gramble, and I don't think it's good to use it either. Facade. Okay, we're gonna 1v1 this. Unless we get crit, of course. Nice. So much for charm. Okay, this time we don't have levitate. So it's gonna either, like, unless it has Mega Horn, or it's gonna Horn Drill. It will Earthquake me this time. We have more PP than Horn Drill. The AI heard the comment and made the move crit. I'll show him. Yeah, that's exactly how the AI works. Quick Claw, Earthquake. Well, this wasn't kill unless it crits. It's gonna crit. Never mind, it just kills. Because we have low IVs in defense? I don't remember. It must have been a low roll because it was horn drilling me. So it didn't see the kill. Right on 2 isn't Mega Horn, only right on 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, I know it's not all of them, but I know a lot of the sets. I just don't know which number the set is in a lot of cases. Like some I do know, like Gramble 4 is Choice Band. Lapras 2 is Fast, Quick Claw. Lapras 4 is Modest Spit. You're extremely surprised that killed? I was also a little surprised. We don't have perfect IVs though, so that's probably why. And it's like a max roll or something. So we're up against Silver, Tucker. We've already beaten it with this team, and it's really just the same as with Vileplume, so. The only way we lose is if it's Swampert lead, we get like 4 Focus Bands, or a combination of Focus Band and crits. Or freeze. And then the more realistic way is Charizard in the back and it crits Gardevoir with overheat. Assuming it goes for overheat. Which is not guaranteed. Actually, it might be able to one-shot me with Aerial Ace crit as well, so probably just any crit. And it's gonna be Charizard in the back, so we have a chance to lose. What I do here doesn't really matter. We always kill with Ice Punch. We also die to crit. I think last time we lived on a little bit, but maybe it can kill me. It does have better IVs than other Menses. In the dome at least. And because it's Tucker, we can't Destiny Bond because we will lose. At least that's how I understand it. Tucker beats... Tucker wins and ties. But I don't think I've ever actually tested it, so maybe I'm wrong. Oh wait, this is the incorrect play. If it overheats me now, it can kill me. Oops. I was supposed to Ice Punch because now it's in place and has a chance to kill me. Oh, it crit. Tucker paid off the judges. Okay, so it didn't matter. We died to the crit. But I misplayed that anyway, so... But still, it was... There was a decent chance it didn't kill. Congratulations, Tucker. Just before I clicked it... I don't remember what the last thing I saved was. Okay. Tucker Charizard crit. But yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I was thinking about it earlier. Like, I have the Ice Punch, and then I was chatting, and I just forgot. Do I do another one, or do I just go to bed? Let's do one more. At least partial. Yeah, let's see. I think I don't have perfect IV, so I think my roll might be a little bit worse. Let me check. In Blaze. Oh no, it's really 31% chance without a crit. Once it hit. So yeah, we were likely to live. But then we got the crit I was talking about, where we just instantly lose. Oh no. Why do I keep going one too far today? But yeah, the Bellossom team has not been very lucky with this kind of stuff. Compared to the vileplume, and of course my theory of shiny Pokemon being more, having more luck. That is definitely the reason why vileplume did so well compared to Bellossom. It's all because it's shiny. But when you're using a weaker team, there are just more chances you lose to bad luck. Better teams just have a better chance of getting through even when something bad happens. Or, ideally, the chance that something bad happens doesn't even exist because, for example, if we had perfect speed on Gardevoir, we would not get outsped by Scyther and we would not have 2 losses to Scyther. They would have been guaranteed wins. And other things like that. Where with better stats, we already win, and then if you just have better Pokemon, or a better combination of Pokemon, because we are fully special attacking, which obviously isn't good balance. What does this thing have? Does it have like Sand Tomb, or does it have an actual ground move? I feel like it's Sand Tomb. And it can't kill me. Dragon Breath, Sand Tomb. Rock Tomb. Well, I was correct about the tomb part. It might still have Sand Tomb. KT, you keep saying this, shiny Pokemon have better stats. Yeah, but their stat is in luck. And it doesn't show up, so you don't see it. Does Anarif have Lex Incense? Could I lose the missing with Gardevoir? No, because we just already killed it. The Hellhound rocks? Yes. The main issue with Houndoom is that it's the counter to Metagross, except Metagross has Quick Claw and just one-shots me. So it's a counter to Metagross, except for every time that it isn't a counter to Metagross. Iron Defense. That's not gonna help you. Protect. I don't have so little PP you can stall me, Laron. I'm afraid your days are numbered. Wigglytuff, a real threat. I remember, I think we were struggling against the Wigglytuff in one of the rounds. It was just being very annoying with like Sing. It had Dream Eater. It has Brick Break. And Fake Tears, I think. Lives on 1. We have Cherry Berry. We won't be paralyzed. Hitmonchan, Relicanth, Gorbis. Okay, let's go Bellossom. You know, it would be really evil if they gave Tucker, like, Explosion Metagross because he wins on a tie. It's just like, oh, it's a 1v1, let's just blow up. That would be evil. Definitely something I would probably do if I were making these sets. Gorbis lives on 1. Goes for Icy Wind. Interesting. That kind of hurts. I could still need... Am I actually slower though? I don't know. No, I'm not. Just bring Protect? Yeah, but obviously it's not gonna boom when you Protect, right? Speed control triumphs overall. I mean, it also has Rain Dance, which also is a form of speed control because it's Swift Swim. Counter, unlucky. Sky Uppercut. Hitmonchan knows what's up. I don't know about that. Never mind, it's stupid. Yeah. The AI... Wait, was that our last PP? No, it was orange, not red. The AI likes clicking counter against special types and mirror code against physical types. Because the AI is very smart. Cute wins, this is true. At least this time. Let's see. I've made it to Silver Tucker 3 times. I think with Bellossom it has always been Salamon's Charizard, so it might be guaranteed. But with Vileplume, I think it was always... I mean, I've only been there twice. It was always Swampert Salamence, I think. So that was a almost guaranteed win. Bellossom is a beast. Bellossom is quite good, actually, at what it does, at least. Like, Charm is really powerful, especially with some recovery. Bellossom is going to be good this time. I mean, it's not been Bellossom's fault that we lost. First loss, Gardevoir got outsped in one shot by Crit Tauros. Second time, Houndoom didn't one-shot Heracross, and then Scyther killed Gardevoir. Third time, Houndoom missed against Cypher. The fourth time it was double Reggie and I didn't bring Bellossom. And the fifth time, Bellossom couldn't really do anything against the Charizard and the Salamence, so... Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Does this thing have rest? No, it's leftovers. Probably... Oh, Citrus Berry. Probably doesn't have rest, I hope. I hope it doesn't have rest. Please. Ember. Oh no, big damage. Bellossom has been good when I used it, except for the times it gets crit. And the charm doesn't do anything. I don't know if this thing sees a kill with Mega Kick or something. Let's just go for the punch. Because I'm afraid of Teeter Dance confusion, and we just kill. Nice. Pidgeot, Sangoose, Lickitung. Should outspeed Pidgeot, I think. With Gardevoir. Even if it's max speed and a plus speed nature. Licky Tongue. I know this thing has Slam, and that's all I remember. At least I think it does. It might also be a different version, if there even are multiple Licky Tongues. Let's just go for a Charm first. There's Slam. Does nothing. We probably could have just Giga Drained. Does it have a Berry? No. And it misses Slam. Slam is like the worst move ever. I mean, there's worse moves, but not a lot. Misses again. I don't know why Slam exists when there are so many other normal moves that are just not bad. They have a reason to exist. Slam just doesn't have a reason to exist. But hey, Gen 1 moves, right? Citrus? Yes. I guess it might live because of the citrus. It didn't. We're full HP into the next Mon. And that Mon is Pidgeot. I don't know all the stuff Pidgeot does, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure we outspeed and we're gonna one-shot with Thunderbolt, so... This thing can just kill me and we're fine. But... we're gonna try to 1v1 it anyway. Wait. How did I only see this now? Guys, can you spot what's wrong? There's something I forgot to change about Bellossom. Something very important. Can you figure out what's wrong? Hey, we got crit again. Yeah, we outspeed and I think this one shots. Because it's zero bulk, Pidgeot. You're seeing things? No, it's the opposite. I'm not seeing something. Something that Bellossom should have. Norton. This guy is dangerous in the Ruby Tower because he has like almost only Explosion and Oko move Pokemon. But there he's a gentleman. Okay, Houndoom should handle this. Looks normal to you? Yeah, maybe that's why I also didn't notice. But we're missing an item. We still have the lucky egg. We're supposed to have leftovers on Bellossom. A Pecha berry could also be good for when we face toxic. We weren't even lucky with the lucky egg. Like, how many times did Bellossom get killed by a crit when it was like against a charmed opponent? Pidgeot did it, Gramble did it, anyone else? Makes it even better? Well, I'm not sure. Porygon. Pull up its summary real quick. I'll pull it up when we finish. Oh, I'm looking at chat. I didn't see it traced flash fire. Completely forgot about it. This time it's not us getting a trace and forgetting it. This time it's the opponent. So now we're gonna get paralyzed, which shouldn't matter. I mean, Houndoom is gonna die now, but... well, might not. If it's Roselia in the back, we might still live. I don't know, does Roselia get Sludge Bomb? I don't feel like it does. Like, it can learn it, but I don't think it has it here. Maybe it does. Then we'll probably die. It could also just not be Roselia. Okay, good. Oh, it did have Sludge Bomb. Okay, we definitely die. No, never mind. The Porygon is stronger. It would have been funny if we had the lucky egg and we didn't get crit, but we lost the streak to crits. And we also got a bunch of crits onto Bellossom, so... it's not working. The egg is not lucky. There it is, lucky egg. I'm the opposite of locked in. I'm locked out. Yes, I remembered the item. Alright. Gonna face some real Pokemon, but most of them still not. Lucky Egg does more damage versus Eggy. I mean, Eggy isn't a problem for us. Look guys, I found a lucky egg. Oh no. It is the Chanseys and Blissies where we need help. If we didn't need Sunny Day for Houndoom to one-shot Tucker's Metagross, I would definitely consider Rest on Bellossom so we can beat opposing toxic Pokemon. Like Blissey 1, like Umbreon, like Shuckle. Lucky Egg boosts power of all Egg-type moves. Uh-oh. Big Shadow Ball damage. Whoa, we're recovering HP? What? What's going on? We landed Toxic, very nice. And this is not the one that has Refresh. It's minimized soft boiled as it last moves. This one killed my first long streak in the tower. I got into a struggle war. It has leftovers. I had leftovers. We were stuck. In theory, I would eventually win. But I was playing on my 2DS. If I got into that situation now on GameCube, I could plug in my turbo controller and just have it press A forever. So I could maybe realistically win. But that one I had to give up. Alright, I think we're gonna keep going either until we get gold in this streak or until we lose this streak. It's gonna take a while for Chansey to die, but we have already won. It can't kill us in time. It's gonna continue to take more and more damage. Could also switch to Gardevoir for slightly more damage with Psychic. Now it's just gonna spam soft boiled until it dies. Because it's gonna be low HP every time. Serene Grace. Okay, okay. Higher chance of dropping special defense. Not that it matters. Not anymore. Okay, maybe it attacks me this turn. Then it... No, it didn't. Okay. Still wanted to heal. That's some good damage. Yeah, Chansey isn't scary. Blissey, on the other hand, kind of scary still. Especially if I have to switch into Blissey. Then Toxic. Like, it could be setting up a couple of Calm Minds by then. It has Ice moves for Bellossom. One of them also has Fire Blast, Blizzard. So 2 super effective moves. So that could definitely be an issue. Chloe? What did he have? Swalot, Huntail, Pinsir. Pinsir's scary. The worst thing about Pinsir is that it has Hyper Cutter, so you can never lower its attack, and it has Swords Dance, so it's gonna be hitting really hard. And if you don't one-shot it, and you hit it into Salac range, it is a really scary Pokemon. Or at least it has the potential to be really scary. Unless you have a Ghost type. It cannot hit Ghost types. Or just sturdy normal resist. But then there's also a one with fighting in the early rounds, which I think is reversal as well. I could be wrong about the reversal. But I think that one is like Salac's reversal and the other is Salac Flail. I don't know if that's correct. But yeah, Pinsir kind of scary if you're not careful, or just like if you don't have a free win into it, you need to be careful. Does Swalot show up in the Ruby Sapphire Tower? I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Let me check. Pinsir again? It does not show up at level 100 or level 50. Not too surprising. We already have Muck. More Pinsir, yes, more Pinsir. I want to see if I can use Pinsir at some point. It is an Emerald Pokemon. But, like, Heracross exists? So normally you would just pick up Heracross because you get Fighting Stab and you get Mega Horn. What more do you need? A shame it's a nice shiny. I don't know what the shiny is. On to the final. Uh-oh. But it's most likely all set ones. Aerodactyl 1 should be fine. It's Aerodactyl 2 that I'm afraid of. Let's see. I think Elite Houndoom. The only way we lose if it's Ancient Power Omni Boost. Maybe I should have brought Bellossom. Okay, we don't have to worry. Well, we can still die to a crit from Aerodactyl. Barrier Magmar, interesting. I might have a barrier team in the future, but that will be a while. Scizor. Do you have Focus Band? Bright Powder? I don't know. Alright, free win. We take those. On to round 4. Oh, actually, I just remembered. Against Tucker's Charizard, I was not supposed to Ice Punch, but supposed to Psychic. Because if I crit the Ice Punch, then I still put it into Blaze range. If I crit the Psychic, it just dies. So yeah, we lose the chance to freeze. But freezing would be good luck, and critting would be bad luck. And I want to play around us getting bad luck more. Tentacruel on the barrier team? No. But Tentacruel is also a Pokemon I want to use. I think Tentacruel is the Pokemon that gives the other Pokemon barrier. Aroma Lady. Already Grass Psychic. I just know the Aroma Ladies in the the highest difficulty, they are Grass Psychic trainers. Alright, let me check if it is indeed the parent that needs to give me barrier. Yes, it is indeed the parent that gives barrier to the Pokemon that I want to maybe build a team around. Okay, Thunder Punch. We have Cherry Berry, so we weren't afraid of getting paralyzed. And goodbye, Roselia. Lantern, Ludicolo, Dusclops. Let's see, I think Ludicolo 1 and 2 are the offensive ones. And 3 and 4 are stall. Kind of want to bring all three. I want to crunch the Dusclops. I don't know which Dusclops this is. There's one Dusclops that has like no attacking moves. So we wouldn't be able to Destiny Bond. Bellossom could be nice into Lantern, but also Lantern could Ice Beam me. We're gonna lead Bellossom and see how this goes. It might go poorly. Lead Ludicolo, okay. Drain or Toxic? We could miss Toxic. If it goes for double team, I will Toxic, but I think this is offensive. Yes, it's offensive. Ouch, that really hurts. I'm thinking I should have gone Sunny Day, actually. Because I'm afraid now I lose. I could have gone Sunny Day, then switch. Still gonna go Sunny Day. We won't be able to kill. I was thinking about Sunny Day at first, but I was afraid it would Rain Dance. Like it would be slower in Rain Dance, because one of them... I'm pretty sure one of the offensive Ludicolos also has Rain Dance. I could be wrong. I could be thinking about the Ruby Tower where all of them have Rain Dance. Lives on 1 HP, no! Okay, we don't get crit, but... we probably die to the next Pokemon. Okay, maybe... Lantern does have a lot of HP. Lives on 1 HP, story of your life, Super Flash. Yeah, if I went Sunny Day first and then Giga Drain, I also wouldn't have had as much healing from Shell Bell, so we would have killed then as well. Okay, we lose. That was my bad, I think. I mean, it's difficult when I don't know if it has the potential for Rain Dance, but I guess... I don't know. That was just bad. And I probably should have brought Gardevoir as well, but I was afraid it would be no attacking moves, Dusclops. And then Gardevoir just loses. So this was our worst attempt because I don't know. I misplayed, I feel. But it's fine. That's not a 6. That is a 6. Alright, then we'll end the stream here. I don't know what the call is. I just lost. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. Usually I stream on Fridays, I don't know. Oh, it was actually... No, I write down which round I lose in, not which one we won. Okay, that's correct. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow. And I also have to do something, like go somewhere, either tomorrow or somewhere in the weekend. So there will probably be a stream somewhere in the next 3 days. At least one. I'm not sure when. So I guess you'll see. Next time, hopefully, I'll be a little bit more locked in. And we'll have a little bit less bad luck. Thanks for watching and have a good rest.